Hello, let's talk Frostblade's Trickster. Frostblades is a cold strike skill with an amazing strike range that releases projectiles on hit, making it one of the best melee skills for fast-paced mapping. Trickster is lately the most popular choice despite dealing lower damage than a berserker and not being as fast as a raider. It's great because of the 2 extra frenzy charges from the Swift Killer passive, great defensive bonuses from Hearthstopper, the 1 step ahead passive for action speed, and recovery and damage from Polymath. You want to allocate a lot of masteries anyway, they are great in this build. Hit-based cold damage builds also tend to use Heat Shiver Helmet because of the 100% of cold damage added as fire damage against frozen enemies. Combine it with Yoke of Suffering Amulet for resistances, the ability to shock, and to make enemies receive increased damage. It's one of the most popular starter builds. Considering the price of the aforementioned uniques and a good weapon, the cost may be high during the first week of a new league. Claw is the best option due to the life on hit, claw nodes and mastery, and even dagger mastery you can allocate. The damage is sourced mostly from a high DPS claw, Polymath, Heat Shiver, Yoke of Suffering, Trinity Support, Swift Killer, Critical Strikes, Elusiveness, Auras, Curse, Bone Chill, and both Ancestral Totems. It's a lot of offensive layers resulting in millions of DPS. The defenses are reasonably good. It freezes, has high evasion, instant life and ES on kill, 100% spell suppression chance, powerful elusive buff, cycling damage reduction from Hearthstopper, Fortify, from a tattoo, and it protects itself from physical damage by taking a portion of it as elemental damage. Clear speed is excellent with proper gloves, additional targeting for strikes, frenzy charges, pierce, and Herald of Ice to shatter. Single target damage is also great due to freeze and extra damage from Heat Shiver, which then generates resonances. It's a starter build, but an expensive one if you want to get the uniques early on. Their value, however, dips quickly. Be sure you can afford a Heat Shiver helmet. The Yoke of Suffering is quite likely the best amulet for its price. Other unique gear pieces like the Taming, Circle of Fear, Southbound, Legacy of Fury, Taste of Hate, and Lethal Pride are definitely good and often affordable, but you can use rares instead. Heat Shiver is pretty much obligatory. Provides you with tons of fire damage so you can benefit from Trinity Support and Yoke of Suffering. The only condition is that you have to freeze enemies. Legacy of Fury. These boots are known for the powerful scorch effect that makes enemies take increased elemental damage, and for the high chance of detonating enemies on kill. Great option. Southbound gloves are not the best in slot pick as they grant no evasion and cannot be upgraded with Eldritch Orbs, but they are still valuable, especially on a budget. Adds a lot of cold damage and increases freeze duration. The Yoke of Suffering Amulet massively increases your damage by increasing damage taken by enemies and by the ability to shock. It has tons of elemental resistances and some attributes. The Taming increases damage and resistances by a lot. It's especially good with Yoke of Suffering and Heat Shiver. Circle of Fear adds cold damage and cold resistance. For the Herald of Ice mods, seek increased buff effect and whatever you need the most, cold resistance, reservation efficiency, or simply damage. Use Lethal Pride for strength and to upgrade notables and radius. Socket it near Frenetic Notable so that it will affect tons of passives, but check the spot near Fervor too. It's a great value, no other build benefits from it that much. Your auras are Hatred, Grace, and Precision. We recommend Crit Chance, Cold Penetration, or added cold damage from Hatred as your Watcher's Eye modifiers. Attributes, accuracy rating, and elemental resistances should be taken care of first. Then, focus on Crit Chance, Chaos Resistance, Spell Suppression Chance, and Maximum Life. Last, look for Crit Multiplier, Evasion, Block Chance, and Mana Reservation Efficiency. Rare items are definitely affordable. A lot of resistances are granted by uniques we've listed so you can focus just on attributes and suppression there. Get a weapon with the highest possible physical or cold, physical DPS, attack speed will be mandatory for that. For other mods seek Crit Chance, Crit Multiplier, and Elemental Penetration. It has to be a claw. Shield. Here, get spell suppression, resistances, and maximum life, as much as you can afford. Added damage is good too, it can be crafted, so definitely do so if you have an open prefix. Rare body armor. Besides maximum life and elemental resistances, aim for added critical strike chance for attacks. It's an influence suffix, so you may abandon this idea if you want to use eldritch orbs on it. Just get a lot of suppression and chaos resistance instead. On your boots, get maximum life, movement speed, and spell suppression. Other modifiers are less important. For eldritch mods, get the brittle ground effect and increased elusive effect. On your gloves, get maximum life, spell suppression, resistances, and accuracy. For eldritch implicits, go for cold exposure on hit as the blue one, and rage on hit or extra strike targeting as the red one. Stygian Vice with maximum life, strength, resistances, and increased elemental damage with attacks is the best pick for the build. Go for the rare rings if you need attributes, resistances, or if you have an especially good one with added damage per frenzy charge. There are a lot of modifiers you can make use of. Jewels, maximum life, and some sort of 2 or 3 offensively oriented mods will suit this build well. You won't have much space for these jewels, 1 or 2 at most. Taste of Hate Flask adds tons of damage to Frostblades, especially if you have a lot of physical damage to convert, which you should. It also protects you from chill, freeze, cold, and even physical damage. For other flasks, get a life one with instant life recovery and bleed immunity, diamond, silver, and jade flask. These shall increase your attack speed, crit chance, and evasion rating with suffixes. Frostblades is the main damaging ability. It's a strike skill that releases projectiles on impact. Be sure that your projectiles pierce or that the freeze proliferates. Link it with Nightblade support, Trinity, elemental damage with attacks, Icebite, and multi-strike support gems. If you don't have the Heat Shiver yet, replace Trinity with Inspiration. For auras, use Grace for more evasion, Hatred for much more cold damage, some of which is sourced from physical damage, and Herald of Ice for added cold damage and to shatter frozen enemies. You won't need to link them with Enlighten, but that would allow you to fit one more skill like Defiance Banner or Precision. Assassin's Mark massively increases crit chance and crit multiplier against marked enemy. It also grants power charges on kill and on hit via default quality. Link it with Mark on hit to cast it automatically on rare and unique enemies, enhance support to enhance its quality, and life tap, because it is quite expensive by now. Ancestral Warchief grants more melee damage. Ancestral Protector grants more attack speed. You will be able to summon both ancestral totems to gain buffs from both after you link them with multiple totem support. Frostblink chills enemies and creates chilled ground. Chilled enemies will take increased damage after linking it with Bone Chill. Use it also as a mobility skill. With Bone Chill support, chilled enemies will take increased damage equal to that of a chill effect from a link skill. Use the Divergent version, it's a minor upgrade. Unbound Ailments gem increases the chill effect. You can also use Frostbomb, as relying only on Frostblink alone may not suit you. Steelskin is a guard spell to take less hit damage and stop bleeding. Use it as your movement key. Precision adds accuracy and increases crit chance. Adjust it level depending on your mana reservation efficiency. Use Blood Rage to generate frenzy charges on kill, leech life, and to increase attack speed. It drains your life over time. Ice Golem is optional, as re-summoning it is a headache. It increases your crit chance and accuracy as it's alive. Kill all the bandits. You can also accept Alira's offer for the extra crit multiplier, elemental resistances, and mana regeneration rate. Both options are good, but the extra points may be better. For a major god, pick Solaris. You will need extra durability during boss fights, and protection from critical strikes and elemental damages alike. For a minor god, choose Abarath to protect yourself from Ignite and Burning Ground, Shikari if your chaos resistance is particularly low, or Ricelatha for extra life recovery from Flasks when on low life, and to reduce enemies' life regeneration. Your passives are tightly packed as all the necessary stuff is all in one place. Get some life, suppression, and evasion for defense, and critical strikes, cold, elemental, claw, and attack damage for offense. Don't forget about reservation efficiency, leech, and accuracy. Masteries. Life Mastery, extra maximum life, mana mastery, increased mana reservation efficiency, accuracy, flat extra accuracy diminishing with level, claw and dagger masteries, elusive enhancements, leech mastery. A portion of leech is instant, mark mastery, chance to gain frenzy charge, attack mastery, additional strike, critical mastery, extra crit multiplier against unique enemies, suppression mastery, extra damage suppressed, cold mastery, cold damage conversion, elemental mastery, chance to treat monsters' resistances as inverted, evasion mastery, extra suppression chance if your gear has evasion, and reservation mastery, increased damage per aura or herald. That's all. See you in the next one.